empty. Now let's move to the main method of the above example. PA and PB are pointers of char data type. The puts method gets the str as the parameter and displays the string assigned to str. Now PA will point to the string held by str. Next, puts method will display what PA is pointing to. Here, the PB will point at strB. Next, new line character is passed to putChar method to move to the next line. Inside the while loop, until the null character is met in strA, characters in strA will be copied to strB. Then, the null character will be assigned to the termination point of strB. Pointer types. Here we will take a look at the smart pointers. Smart pointers are objects that are designed to look, act and feel like built-in pointers, but to offer greater functionality such as automatic garbage collection or bounce checking. Use of smart pointer comparing to normal pointer provides additional features which are intended to reduce bugs caused by the misuse of pointers while retaining efficiency. Smart pointers can facilitate intentional programming by expressing the use of a pointer in the type itself. It gives us tremendous pleasure to warmly welcome you for the second session of our video assignment. We are glad to meet you again under the topic concept of pointers. First of all, let me introduce the outline that we will be discussing during our second session. Here we have pointers and structures. Next we have pointers in different programming languages. Then we will be discussing on usages of pointers, types of pointers. Then we have pointers to functions. Then we will elaborate on pointers and constants as well as pointers and dynamic allocation of memory. But last not the least, we will be discussing on drawbacks of pointers. Here we have pointers and structures. Structure refers to the declaration of data types in the form of a data block. By passing values to a function, we can easily manipulate and handle large amount of data. Pass the whole structure refers to copy the contents of the structure from the calling function. When passing the whole structure, there can be a problem. However, by passing a pointer, we can minimize the amount of stack space used. Here we have an example for structures, and these are the members of the structure. Here we have some declarations. In the first example, we declare a pointer to the structure. Here, we create a reference from structure. Here, the pointer points to the structure. By dereferencing the pointer, here we access the age member and assign the value 63. Likewise, we can do the same with this declaration. Let's now take a look at the comparison of pointers in different programming languages. In Perl, for arrays and hashes, there is a huge restriction. Hashes and arrays may contain scalar variables. Pointers are used to solve the problem of restriction. A backslash operator is used to get a reference from an object. And this example clearly depicts what I previously mentioned. And here are the examples where we have used the backslash operator for that purpose. Here we use the arrow operator to get an element from an array referenced by a pointer. Following example clearly shows that. This gives us the element of the array pointed at by $ref with index 2. Likewise, we can declare like this to reach the same element. The same rule can be applied for hashes as well. The following example illustrates that. Instead of using a square bracket, we should use curly brackets to reach hash elements through reference. Here we take a look at pointers to anonymous data. In dynamic programming, pointers are not useful but may be convenient when we need to send some data to a function. At times, we create arrays and hashes, but we may not want to have them. What we have to do is to store that data in memory and remember the pointer to that specific location. We can create pointers to anonymous arrays and hashes in Perl. For this, we can use the following syntax for anonymous arrays, and this syntax can be used for anonymous hashes. Let's now see the array of hashes. In Perl, we can't have an array of hashes, but we can have an array of pointers for hashes. This is an example for array of hashes. Here we create an empty array. Next we initialize the counter. Then we read a line from file and split into 3 pieces, mainly by name, GPA and city. Then we execute the for loop. Next, we will discuss pointers in Fortran. Fortran uses a semi-safe pointer model translation, not like list processing or Python, either C or C++. Especially on the use of allocatable arrays, pointers used to bypass Fortran 95 restrictions. Pointer variables point to target ones. In almost all uses, pointers are transparent. You can access the target variables they point to. In Fortran 95, dereferencing the pointer is done automatically. Here, the pointer attribute indicates a pointer, and the target attribute indicates a target. The point that you have to consider is no variable can have both attributes. This is the example for what I previously mentioned as a explanation. Let me now introduce pointers in Pascal. As we have discussed earlier, we know that pointer is a type of variable that stores a memory address. In Pascal, there are two types of pointers. A type pointer is a pointer which points to a variable such as an integer, and an untyped pointer points to any type of variable. Now we'll have look on how to declare and use a type pointer. When you want to declare a type pointer, you must put this command in front of the variable type which you want it to point to. And this is a simple example for typed pointers in Pascal. The @sign is used in front of a variable to get its memory address. This memory address can then be stored in a pointer because pointers store memory addresses. This example illustrates on how you get the memory address of a variable. And in case by any means if you decide to change the value stored in a memory address pointed at by a pointer, you must first dereference the pointer variable using this syntax after the pointer name. The following example elaborates on how you dereference a pointer in order to change the value of the variable that is pointed by the pointer. If you want to allocate a new memory to a typed pointer, you can use the new command. The new command has one parameter which is a pointer. The new command obtains the memory that is the size of the variable type and then sets the pointer to point to the memory address of it. After finish using the pointer, in order to free the memory or deallocate the memory of the pointer, the dispose command should be used. The following code segment illustrates that. Next, let's take a look at how to declare and use the untyped pointer in Pascal. When declaring an untyped pointer, you must use the variable type called pointer. When allocating memory address to an untyped pointer, you must use the getMem command instead of the new command, and you must use freemem instead of dispose. GetMem and freemem each have a second parameter which is the size in bytes of the amount of memory which must be allocated to the pointer. The below code segment elaborates how commands getMem and freemem should be used in Pascal language. Let me now introduce you pointers in Ada. As we have seen earlier, pointers made a big difference in programming languages. Using pointers can be very destructive at times. Even though pointers provide us immense benefits, if not properly handled, can give problems such as a blue screen or allow a rampaging program to destroy data or create the loophole through which a virus can invade. When we consider the original version of the language, that is Ada 83, provided by pointers only for dynamic allocation, thus no pointers to declared objects, No pointer